ignoring the second movie, which I don't blame you. The second movie,
Book of Shadows.
What a piece of shit.
All right, so let's start.
Half hour left into the movie. I don't know what it was. It was a shaky cam. To me, like it made me feel nauseous. So it's the first movie to make me feel physically ill. So, and it took me out of like this isn't like being sick and disgusted. This is just like nauseous from the shaky cam.
Well, that's great though, because it actually made you feel something. I think a movie that makes you feel. You know what's funny about that? When the Exorcist.
It wasn't a gross. Blair Witch 2016 wasn't a gross movie. It's just the shaky cam messes up the equilibrium to make you feel nauseous.
Okay, so how did you like it? Let's hear your full in-depth detail on what you thought of the actual movie, not just how it made you feel, but what you actually thought of the movie.
It was pretty underwhelming. It had some potential. For instance, like the setup in the beginning was kind of neat. Back into the Burkittsville woods, lots of people have searched for the Blair Witch. They were never able to find the Blair Witch, so they were trying to find that house. Remember at the end of the first movie, we were standing in the corner. Nobody was able to find this place. So the whole point of the movie is they're going in, trying to figure out whatever happened to his sister, because he found some recent footage, which actually the only really cool thing in this movie to me was the twist involving that footage that they found. That was kind of neat. There's no payoff.
Okay.
So it'd be like the most terrifying scene in history. But like she's just crawling through. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Did you see the Wolfman remake that came out?
Yeah.
Remember when I think it was Anthony Hopkins? He's talking about like that boy he found in like that cave that turned into a wolf. It kind of looked like that thing. You know what? You know the image I'm kind of referring to.
Kind of.
It was like that lycanthrope like creature. The Blair Witch kind of looked like that. It was kind of poorly CGI'd.
It wasn't CGI. It was all practical effects.
Book of Shadows just had a lot of bad everything.
Yeah, but I feel like this is a way step up from Book of Shadows. Like it's just a way better written movie, and like there are legitimate like creepy moments in the movie. Did you, when you went to the movie theater, did you look around and see how the people in the movie theater felt, or?
I went to a late night, like opening night showing. Like I didn't go to the first one. I went to like the 9 o'clock showing, and there wasn't really. I was looking forward to seeing it because I'm like, I've heard some people like really liked it and some people really hated it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, I hope this is good because I was like, okay. The marketing for it was kind of cool because like we didn't know we were getting a Blair Witch.
At least this movie can. Also, what did you think of like the fact that they like used drones in the movie? Did you think that was effective, or were you against it?
No, I'm fine with it. Just using drones is good. It's more of a steady camera.
I feel like that some movies that have the drones in them aren't really good. Like they're just there because they're
reason for it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they have like. Is this like It's like the explanation is like it's like an alternate dimension, time paradox type deal going on with it. Mm-hmm. That's why like the characters were never able to like actually leave. I mean, I find it like.
I really like the original Blair Witch Project movie because I feel like it is kind of like a comedy, but it's also scary and it's also, it feels really real. Where this one, it feels like it was written. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like no one's gonna go to this movie and be like, "Oh, that was real." You know what I mean? But like,
Blair Witch came out once, and when the director made that movie, he would basically just have them film like hours of footage, and then he'd just edit it down.
Yeah.
He'd give them like notes and like have them be hidden throughout the woods.
It was something nice about this movie, though. It was kind of like a mixture of like found footage and also a like a movie. You know what I mean? Like it was a movie and found footage movie. It was like a hybrid. You know what I mean?
Because of the shots you wanted. Is that why? Like.
Yeah, well, like you could tell like it was like made crappy cameras. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
like if you rated this movie out of 10, what would you have gave it?
Well, it did make me feel sick, but that's not, that was just me, really. I'm sure there's other people. It didn't affect you,
Oh yeah,
obviously. But trying to, because that took me out of the movie,
yeah.
so my experience wasn't very good. But
This movie like a whole bunch of times, like with the original Blair, but you can't watch that 10 times in a row. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like this is a movie that I could watch a couple times and actually really enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not saying the original Blair Witch Project isn't a good movie, but there are some parts in the movie that are really slow. You know what I mean? And you're looking at your watch and you're like, what?
Shadows Black.
Yeah, scared because that scene where she was, in that hole, I was terrified. So I was looking around. I was like, wow, they actually like this movie. Because I go to a lot of horror movies, and when I get out of the movie theater, there's always one guy that says that movie sucked. You know what I mean? But there was nobody that said this movie sucks. So I was like, wow. And then I wanted to get a second opinion because I didn't know if it was just me or the people in the movie theater, right? So I got my sister to watch it with her friend. They went to the movie theater. They're like, is this movie scary? Is it good? And they went and they were terrified and they loved the movie. They said it was fantastic. So that
I've talked to people too. Like one of my cousins went to see it because I
Yeah.
told him I didn't really like it, but then he
Mhm.
came out and thought it was like really terrifying. So this is gonna be a divisive movie.
So you feel like some people are gonna like this movie and some people aren't?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah. There was something you appreciated more than Book of Shadows. Was
well,
it the? Did you feel?
well, it wasn't as obnoxious as Book of Shadows.
And did you like how they explored that creepy house again from the original? Or
I mean, that was cool. Like the one thing I'll say that I really liked was how the whole setup of the movie is they're looking for this found. They find this footage,
yeah.
and then the reveal of what that footage is. I thought that was really cool. That's the one thing.
It answers the question that you want to know from the original.
Videotape at the beginning of the movie that they're going over, thinking it's the one guy's sister, is really them.
What? Oh man, I didn't get that Easter egg.
No, because remember when it shines, he sees the girl, he's like, that's her right there. And then they're in the house and they're filming, it's the exact same footage.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of Medusa. You know what I mean? Like if they were in Medusa's lair. Remember that Tales from the Crypt episode where from the cartoon series where that guy went into Medusa's lair and he couldn't look at Medusa? Do you remember that? Kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
No, I didn't see that one, but Clash of the Titans, that's another example.
Oh yeah. It's very it feels almost like a Greek
Horror movies end, because I want a really satisfying ending. And there's I've gotten that this year with some other movies. What was one I saw? The Conjuring 2. Very satisfying ending. You know what I mean? Things are wrapped up. If there is, it's let me think. There may be, it's a maybe. I don't really see it happening because I don't think this one. I think it made back its money for sure, but I don't think it left a big enough impact for them to do a sequel.
So you're saying there might be a sequel? Maybe someday.
It's a big maybe.
Yeah. What you're saying is there's going to be a divided audience on both sides. Half of them are going to like it, and the other half are going to hate it, right? But that's cool though, because it gets people to talk about it, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, so that's our review, and have a great night.